Trying to figure out what that squeaking noise is when you go to start up your Nissan Titan, Armada, or Infiniti QX56? It's probably a sign that the serpentine belt on the front of your engine is starting to wear out and needs replacement. This is a fairly simple job to do and only requires 3 tools: a 1/2-inch ratchet with 14mm socket, and a 6mm Allen key. Also, here's the replacement belt, which I'll link to in the description below. Make sure that when you're doing this job that the engine is completely cool. We'll get started by pulling the hood release and opening the hood. The serpentine belt is located just behind the radiator on the front of the engine. To take off the belt, you'll need to locate the tensioner pulley and use the 14mm socket with a 1/2-inch ratchet or breaker bar and rotate it counterclockwise. As you begin to remove tension, you'll notice these holes right here will come into alignment. Simply take your 6mm Allen key and slide it into those holes, and it'll hold the tensioner in place so that you can take your ratchet off. Here's what it looks like after the Allen key is inserted. Now take your ratchet off and begin removing the old serpentine belt. This was fairly easy for me. The only place that it did get hung up was on the far right side around the AC compressor, where it kept getting hung up on one of the bolts. Here's a side-by-side comparison of the old belt and the new belt. As you can see, the old belt is fairly worn, but there were no major cracks in the V-ribbing. It probably would have lasted me longer, but I don't like my truck making noises that it's not supposed to make, so I figured it was time to go ahead and swap it out for a new one. Installing the new belt is definitely going to be the most time-consuming part of this process. You're simply going to route it in the exact place that the old one just came off of. Here's a schematic of the routing of the belt. I'll also include a link to the schematic in the description below. After you get the new belt routed around the appropriate pulleys, you'll need to check and make sure that the grooves on the belt are lined up with the correct grooves on each pulley. Because you haven't released the tensioner yet, it's also possible to spin the tensioner pulley to make sure that the belt is in the correct grooves on each pulley. Now it's time to put pressure on the tensioner pulley so that you can release your Allen key and slowly release the pulley to ease tension back onto the belt. Lastly, remove your tools and do one last visual inspection to make sure that the belt is appropriately routed. Now it's time to crank it up and listen to the squeak-free purr of the engine. I hope you found this video helpful. Please support the channel by subscribing down below. Also click that thumbs up button to like the video. Comment if you have any questions. I'll see you guys in the next one.